Welcome friends. Today in this Python tutorial we will be learning about how to use functions. We will be learning about how do we use functions and what is the use of functions in Python. So first of all, let me brief you about what is a function in Python, or in the matter of fact in any other language. So what a function does is, a function is just you can say if you want to repeat a set of codes again and again, so we use functions. Functions are very useful. So when we want to, it also helps in the convenience that when the function is being used again, or if there is an editing in the function required, or an update that's need to be required. So in spite of checking the entire function, because just now we are talking about just a function in a very small part, but later we will be seeing that we are writing many programs, so these programs would not be that much helpful, as we need to repeat the code, and when we are making a change, so we have to change the code and each and every time we have made it. So using IDEs, you might be thinking that it's just a very small task, but for the convenience we use it so that we don't need to spend more time afterwards, but to invest time right now. So this is all that we'll be seeing today in our video of Python, on our video of Python related to functions. So function, let's see what we'll be learning today. So first of all, I like to mention that we'll be learning that what a function is. So that's the basic. Then we'll know how to create and how to use a function with 0 parameters. Then we will know that should we create a function with a single parameter or one parameter. Then we will tell you how to create and use functions with multiple parameters, then how to call a function outside the other function, and how to call a function inside the other function. Then we will tell you how to use a function. Now let's come to the next part, our first part of this video, in which we'll tell you what a function is and how to start with a function. So this one would be the one with the 0 parameter. As you would be seeing through our video, you will be noticing that adding one parameter just add a functionality to it, and it is more convenient. So let's see. So what is a function? It's like, first we define a function, then we declare all the things that are needed in the function, and then we call it. So the part that we are writing, calling the function, is the part first we need to define it, then only we can call it, we need to mention. So over here, like ex is the function, and these are the brackets, then we have colon, then we are printing the printing hello world, and then we are calling it. So this is the procedure. So here def ex, then brackets, and then we are using print, then in brackets, then we are typing hello world, and this is the string that we want to do. And whenever we want to print it, like when we want to print hello world, we can use the ex. So repeatedly, as you can see over here, after defining and printing ex, calling ex, the hello world will get printed. So as you can see, the parameter is not there, so this is one will be a function with no parameters mentioned, and this is how the function would be called. Basically, you can say the function calling is very, like over here you can directly call the function with its name. As different programming languages have functions and they can be used accordingly. So in Python we do it in such a way. Then let's see how to do a function with when we have a single parameter. So over here we have diff, and then we have single, and in the parameters we have a, and which over here then we have a semicolon. Now we want to print a, so whenever we want to print we pass the function and whatever we want to print in between of the brackets. So in this manner you can see that a would get printed. So over here, as you can see, first we define a function parameters and we say that single a, and we print a. So whenever now when we call the function and we place 9, so 9 would get printed. And just now I am explaining you to give it a practical example, and the next video I'll be showing you how is it practically done and how they work practically, to give you a more detailed. In case of single, so we are using that single itself, and in this single, like I told you earlier, they should be in brackets. Okay, the similar brackets are used above and the similar brackets are used in the below segments, so there's no major change in that. And this, when we call it and we print 9, and it would get printed. So coming to our next, like defining and calling functions with multiple parameters. So over here so now we will be seeing that when multiple parameters, as I told you. So first we are defining mult, and there are 3 parameters a, b, c, and then in the, this is basically used when we want multiple parameters. So over here you can see that we have d, and d is equal to a star b. So and we have used that gives the value to d, and we print the value d plus c. And now when we want to print d plus c, it would give us a combined value. So in the phase now over here, as you can see, we have 3 values, so 2, 3 and 4 when we call the functions separated. So what will happen is when we write this in the mult, it would go, and 2 into 3, that would give us 6. Okay, and then 6, that would be provided to d plus 4, that is 10, and then 10 would be printed. So even if you are confused right now, no issues, because in the further segment we'll be explaining you in detail how does this work and how will it work. So like over here, c plus c, and would give it 10, and so in later segments we'll let you know that how it will work. So it's not a big, right? Okay, each and every element is taken one after the other, and the function is performed. So now coming to the next topic, now calling function inside the other function. So in this, as you can see, we have a giver and then we have a taker. So we have defined a giver, so a comma b, and a plus b is equal to c, and we return the c. Now there's a taker in this, as we have defined, and taker is d comma e. So what it does is, it first the above is the giver and the other one is the taker, and output is equal to giver and DE. So giver over here would be the one which would be the from which we will be taking the our function, and the taker would be the one in which we would be using it. So over here we first name it, and over here like we have taken 1 and 5. So what this will do is we will take a 1 and 5 and then we'll call in 1 and 5. So in this the 1 and 5 would go above and it will call a plus b, that would 1 plus 5, and then 1 plus 5 would be returned. So this is how the function operates over here, and 1 plus 5 would be. So let's see what we have learned in this video. So we have learned that how to create and use function with 0 parameters. Then we have learned how to create and use functions with 1 parameter. Then we learned how to create and use functions with multiple parameters. Then we learned how to call the function outside the other functions, how to call the function inside the other functions, and then we learned how to use the return statement. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in other segment. So in this next segment we will be learning the practical part of this. So thank you for watching.